Hi guys, hope you're doing great. Welcome back to Hype Hospitality channel. For all of you who don't know, my name is Vuk. Today I'm gonna talk about one very important topic for me, at least. That was the moment when I started deeply thinking about our profession, how people outside of our profession see us, and to start comparing kinda the quality of the life of us and the people outside. Alright? The truth is just like, how did I created a feeling regarding that, okay? From day to day, you have these conversations with people. As example, I'm sitting with some friends, and they tell me like, when you gonna find a real job, you know, like when you gonna stop being a waiter? And I'm like, what's wrong with being a waiter? Okay, watch something on YouTube and an MMA fighter is trying to make fun of the other fighter who was kind of building the score by beating some waiters. Okay, and like, I'm not saying that he said something wrong about the waiters, but he kind of put the waiters in a slightly negative connotation. You have a lot of people who are in hospitality working on a position of waiter who they don't know nothing else to do, so they're there because it's easy to find a job. Don't give much AF, you know, so kinda they don't provide some kind of an experience, right? But this is not how the true waiter and the professional is dealing with the guests and with the profession itself. Okay. On the other side, people are having that kind of an opinion about us that makes us that we feel a little bit worthless. Okay. So I don't agree with that, all right? Especially people who are doing their job properly and honestly, and sometimes the complexity of job is not a joke, all right? And sometimes you have big responsibilities. Like I had a situations where I was dealing with $30,000-$40,000 tables. Kind of have 3 or 4 of those tables, and I needed to deliver first that they're happy, okay? That's a lot of money smashed, that they pay, and that I also earn some money, right? Not just for me, but also for the team, because not whole money is going into my ass, right? So, as I said, complexity is big. Sometimes responsibility is big. Another third thing, you have a lot of things to handle, and you need to know the product, psychology of people, communication. You need to understand emotional intelligence and everything in order so you can communicate better and guests sees you as a professional who really take care of them, figure out the needs, and they take care of you up to the level that you took care of them, right? When I was young, my older cousin, he was a bartender. And every time when I was going to visit him, such a good energy was around, and they were having so many good jokes, right? And those jokes were flying, and like they were constantly surprising me. I was younger, you know, and they always had these funny jokes about how they're approaching to the girls, you know? So like I was catching the really nice ones, you know, and I was trying, like, I don't know, the girl is passing next to me and I'm like, sorry, what's the time? And she's like, it's 3:15. I said, it's exact time for me and you to have a coffee, you know, and boom, you know, it worked. So like, I was like, these guys were very cool, okay? But that time I was preparing myself for university and I was thinking like, yeah, I'm going to be one day a lawyer and da-da-da, and like we are all chasing that career path and da-da-da. It's okay. The life dragged me in a different scenario and I'm really and truly happy for that. Okay, back to the main topic. Around Corona, a little bit before Corona, I'm working for one beach club. Okay, beach club, lounge, part of the hotel, very cool place. Dubai Marina view, I don't know, nice place. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, daily parties. Other days, lounge dinner, chilling during the day, nothing special. Very good place. I really enjoyed so much. I can't explain to you how good was it. Like the entire shift was somehow amazing, and I know the rhythm of the place, and like it was really good. And I was always, and there were sometimes Chelsea players coming, sometimes I don't know, there was one actor from La Casa de Papel, from Money Heist. I don't know, Ronaldinho was coming, you know, like sometimes these kind of like famous people. And but apart from that, like the dynamic of the place was very good, the guests were quality, and I was always coming back to that enthusiasm that I was always sharing with my friends when we sit around. And I remember there was a friend of mine, a girl, a lady, and she's like a manager in some company, and she never had that experience, she never had that enthusiasm about her job. And she looked at me one day and she was like, but when you gonna find a real job, you know? And I look at her and I'm like, babe, I'm living my life, how do you mean, you know? And she's like, yeah, but you know, like this looks a little bit childish. And then I think about like, all right, this is the nature of the business. Like people who have money, or in general people, apart from working, they want to party, okay? And they go there, and so my job is to make that enthusiasm constantly pumped, and the DJ, the girls around, and the pool is there, and like they have the booze and food and everything, and like, you know, just the party is going on. So like, my job is quite complex, and it's quite enthusiastic. It's so interesting. Why would I change what's good, right? And that's the moment when I sat with myself and I'm like, I took her life, physical, mental state, her energy level every day, income, everything, and I started comparing to mine, okay? And I was literally better in every of those dots except the income, right? Because I was kinda earning around 80% of her total salary was my income. And I was like, yeah, but then I remember, I have other ways to earn money, all right? So as example, if one client comes to my place and they are staying in Dubai for 10 days or they live in Dubai and they enjoy there, they like me, they ask me, do you know any night place? I said, yes, I know, can you make us a table? Yes, of course. I call my friend, can you make me a table on that name? Yeah, bro, boom, they smash the money. He's like, bro, I'm giving you 10% commission. I earn the money. Okay, somebody spends $10,000, $1,000 I earn. Okay, so I have a multiple streams of earning money. All right, so it's not just like that. Okay, and if I squeeze better, if I bring stronger guests and they give me more tips, I can go more than her salary. All right, but this is not the most important scenario. I'm just giving you kind of picture how everything looks like. Okay, so like that was the moment when I understood that people are they don't get our job quite serious, and I don't understand. I can learn a lot, all right? So this is not just I come, I open the bottle, I smile, they give me the money, and I'm like, yeah, you know, it's completely out of that. So you really need to take care of your guests. I mean, you are kind of a promoter and the waiter, okay? So like you are bringing sometimes that guest, and you are taking care of them, that they leave you a good tip and that they always come to your place because they like you, all right? Second thing, I was catching myself so many times thinking, who is the owner, how the concept look like, what's the type of the cuisine, what's the concept type, what's the dynamic of the place, what kind of the guests are coming, what's the demographic, spending power, who is the owner, how often owner is coming, is he greeting the staff, is he talking to us, is he asking us, what do you think we can improve, what was his idea when he was creating the concept, who was doing the interior. So like I was asking so many things, what they are expecting from me, am I contributing the most to the revenue, how much am I contributing, who is doing better than me, what is he doing. Like there is so many things you can understand around one business if you want, right? And it's nothing more than just going around and asking questions and Google a little bit, all right, and just figuring out what's going on around. Okay, so this is not a stupid job, all right? That's what I'm trying to say. So how my shift looked like. Okay, so I was working on the pool deck. That was kind of VIP area, 7 tables with sofas, DJ, a pool. I come to my shift, I go around with my assistant, I make sure that everything is good set up. We do the briefing, I drink my espresso, I order a watermelon platter, I'm eating the watermelon platter, the DJ is playing the music, as the sound of the pool, you know, like I set up everything, the breeze is here, the sun, like everything is amazing. Dubai Marina view, like so good, like each segment and each factor around me was like so freaking amazing, and I felt good with myself, all right? And then slowly we had this Russian dancer coming from one club, 10 to 15 of those, like 20, 25 years old, very cute girls, very nice. So they were like the entertainment there, right? So they come, and after some time you see the guys from the hotel, you know, like they come around, opa, they see the girls, boom, they're coming down, all Versace, you know, like Louis Vuitton and stuff, all jacked, like really serious place. And the party starts, all right? 12, 1, 2 p.m. up to 7, 8 p.m. Champagne girls around, champagne bottles, tequila bottles, sparkles, like it was so freaking good. And like if I don't have a girlfriend, I catch some girls' numbers, and you know, 8 p.m. I'm done, I check all my bills, I sign, everything is covered, right? I count how much is mine, boom, I go home, shower, I go out, smoke some shisha, eat some dinner with some girl, like super nice life. And I look at the person who is judging me that I'm just a waiter, okay? And she's like, and I'm better in the communication, by the way. So like that was one of the most important things. I was much better in the communication because like I knew to recognize the emotions. I knew to make people laugh. I knew to put people down if they're negative. So like that connotation was really good, okay? and she was judging me, but she was never want to go to work. She never was like so excited about the work, how much I was excited. So like there was so many positive stuff at my place, and still up to this day, when I'm talking about this place and any other place where I was working, I'm like, man, it was so crazy good. And when we meet some friends, we are like, man, this was super cool, but I never heard her talking about that, right? So that's what I'm saying. It's not her, it's just like people from outside. Sometimes they think that like chasing the career and finding like a nice job and everything is like, that's like, this is the story where someone sold you. I'm telling you that if you come to hospitality, I will show you how to live the life. I will show you how to enjoy, to meet so many people, learn communication, earn money, deepen the communications with people, make some friends, so many positive stuff, right? Remember where you work. I hope you're working in a good place. If you're not, remember there's so many good concepts, so many good places, so many amazing people who are working in these positions, so many nice managers. Guys, I strongly encourage you. Hospitality is amazing thing. Trust me on that. See you in the next one. Ciao.
Excuse me. Hype Hospitality.